This video is gonna get so much hate. Oh man, I haven't even finished it and I already know that you guys are just gonna talk a bunch of What is up, dudes? Welcome back to another vlog. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day. I have some really exciting news. If you guys can tell by the title, we are getting an Evo. More than likely, it's like 80% sure. Tomorrow I'm gonna fly out of state. We're gonna go look at the car. Bunch of information on that, and I'm gonna give you guys a huge update on that. But first, I gotta run to the bank and go grab some money because I'm going out of state. I need cash for when I'm on the road, and we gotta go do that because I don't know how long the bank is open. It's like 4 o'clock and banks usually close early. Also tonight I'm gonna be taking the Subaru and dropping it off. It's gonna go away. It's that time that the Subaru's going away, but I have been enjoying every last moment with this car, and owning this car for a year and a half has been a dream come true. Look at it, it's just shining. Look how shiny it is. It's dirty as hell. I need to go wash it before I drop it off to the new owner tonight. So a very frustrating 30 minutes later, we're finally done with what I needed to get at the bank. I just want to share this with you. The super nice sunset. Check it out. What a nice thing to see before I leave to Colorado, and hopefully come back with the Evo. Your boy's gonna get toasted in Colorado too because it's supposed to be like 40-50 degrees. My buddy Nate says it's gonna be snowing for sure, and he thinks that the roads are gonna be iced over. I'm not totally sure, but if it is, then it looks like I'm gonna be breaking into all-wheel drive for the Evo because it's gonna come in clutch with those types of weather conditions. I honestly was just craving a milk tea. I had to, guys. I had to. One of the last few nights with this car. Why not? So I wasted so much time at the bank that initially I had the plan of filming at Mount Sac and getting this like cool little like uphill sunset spot and talking about my car. The bank lagged it, that went out the window. So right now we're cruising over. God, I hate talking over this car. We're cruising over to a spot right now so that I can talk to you guys about some stuff. Oh, we're at the top secret. We're at the top secret spot right now, guys. God, this place would be such a sick spot for a car meet, but it's just such a bust. If you guys have been watching these videos for a long time too, this is actually where I filmed my like when I broke down my setup for E85 and everything. This is literally like the same exact parking space where I broke down my entire flex fuel setup, all the stuff that I did, who tuned my car, how much power it was making. So there's a lot of new people to this channel, and they see this car behind me, they see that thing, and then I tell them I'm getting an Evo 9, and they're like, oh bro, why would you want a 2006 Mitsubishi refrigerator and not keep the 2017 Subaru you have right there? So I'm just gonna assume that I haven't explained myself properly. So when the time came when I bought this car, or when this car was purchased, which was in May of, not this past summer that recently just passed, but it was the summer actually before that. May 29th is actually the exact day I purchased this car. Before I really wanted an Evo 10, and at the time the Evo 10 was $55,000 because they only had the final edition, which was the last like 1,400 units or some small number that Mitsubishi was making ever for the Evo 10, and they didn't come with Recaros. It was really overpriced, and I just couldn't see myself paying that. It wasn't worth it. Like, I know a lot of people would agree that 55 grand is steep, especially when you're getting like basic Lancer seats and everything. At that price point, there's a lot other cars you can get for $55,000. This car, which I'm gonna give you guys like a little, I guess, walk around, was $38,000, which is a lot better than 55. The final edition Evo 10 was a 2015. This is a 2017 STI, and it just, in my mind, just didn't make sense. You know, I was paying so much money for an older car versus this one. This is a 2017. It looks really nice. This lighting is killer, holy crap. But just because I got this car doesn't mean that I totally gave up the dream of owning an Evo though. I still wanted an Evo, and at some point, I didn't think it happened this soon because I had this car for a year and a half, but I totally didn't lose the Evo dream just because I owned a Subaru and just all of a sudden became a diehard Subaru fan. I had a lot more friends I stumbled across at Evos. I knew more about Evos. It actually was a big learning experience when I was getting this and learning about like access port and all this other stuff that you needed to tune these versus Evos that do open source, which I can explain a little more about that when I get my Evo and obviously when that time comes. So you may be asking yourself, why make the switch? Why do you want to go from the brand new Subaru to an Evo? Well, it's because it's my dream car and it's something that I've always wanted, and it's kind of like getting a Subaru over an Evo is kind of like if you chose a Miata over an S2000. Like the S2000 is a lot more cranked up steroid version of the Miata, and I know a lot of people can agree with me on that. And if you like went into a dealership and you wanted an S2000 and you were sold on a Miata, you wouldn't lose the dream of the S2000, trust me, unless you're just a diehard Mazda fan, you love the brand that much, then maybe. But in terms of performance and the way the car drives and everything, the S2000 is way more raw and way more of a sports car than the Miata. And anyone who's driven a Miata, like a stock Miata versus stock S2000, can totally agree with me on that. And if they are gonna lie and say that that's not true, then you're full. I'm sorry. So basically, tomorrow at 5:25 in the morning, I'm gonna depart on a plane to Colorado. We're gonna look at a car that I've been looking at for 2 months. I'm gonna show you guys obviously in the next video the car and everything, and we're gonna look at it together. But I'm very excited. And if you're new to this channel and you guys want to know what the numbers this car makes, it makes 350 wheel on E85 and 418 wheel torque. Now those numbers are to the wheels, like to the wheel, not to the crank. This car stock, when you buy it from the factory, makes 305 to the crank. So realistically, dyno jet numbers, if you're to put this car on a dyno jet dyno, it would make about 250, 260 on average. So basically with E85 and the mods I've done it cranked it up an extra 100 over stock and about 120 extra pound-feet of torque, which is a significant gain given pretty much the main mods I have other than the air oil separator for safety. I have an intake, I have a downpipe that's still catted, so that is restrictive, and 3-port boost controller, fuel pump, injectors. It is what it is. I'll just show you guys. I know you guys have seen this before. I'm sorry I made this video a long time ago, but given this might be the last time that I'm gonna film this car, I figure that, you know, I should show you guys. So there it is, the AEM intake. Let me show you guys the Grim Speed. That's the Grim Speed 3-port boost controller. We have the Cobb goodies right here with the fuel pressure regulator. My IAG air oil separator. This is the competition series too, so this one vents to atmosphere versus the street, I believe, is sent back into the intake system. Still kept the stock blow-off valve and stock intercooler. Obviously a blow-off valve is not going to give you performance gains. Kept the stock intercooler because the guy who tuned it said it would help with the spool a little bit, but the bigger intercooler, if you go with an aftermarket, it does help with cooling the charge. I do notice that in the heat with this car that it doesn't boost as hard as it does in the cold. And I know what you're saying, like, oh yeah, boost weather, but I know that the intercooler would definitely help a lot with heat soak and stuff, especially being that the intercooler, since it's a top mount not a front mount, it definitely gets super heat soaked. So if you guys are gonna do any mods to like get performance gains or anything, I would highly recommend doing a top mount. I cheaped out and I didn't do it, and I just honestly wanted just to pump E85 and call it a day, but I would highly recommend one if you guys have the money for it. And that's pretty much it, guys. 350 wheel, 418 torque, and pretty minimal mods, pretty simple setup. I figured the less I change, the less it can go wrong. It's been super reliable. A lot of people talk shit when I was tuning my car and said that I was gonna explode, that I wasn't gonna make over 300 wheel, blah, blah, blah. And I've enjoyed the setup reliably, and it's done great. And I know the next person who will get this car will love it just as much as I did. You guys are gonna come with me, guys. You guys are gonna like literally come with me to potentially buy my dream car. I'm glad that I was able to share so many memories with this car, and it definitely served its purpose. I'm grateful at such a young age I was able to get the opportunity to tune it, have fun, and enjoy it. But on to much better things with the Evo. But seriously, guys, isn't this like the best like car meet little spot ever? It's just, if someone comes in and revs and bees Ricer and Tokyo Drift, they're gonna ruin the spot in like 2 seconds. But I don't know, maybe I'll just say screw it and try to host it here, but who knows. I'm thinking after I get the Evo, that's when I'll try to host the car meet. I haven't forgotten about it or anything. I just kind of was on the back burner with everything, especially that I was moving and had all this stuff going on, and I was just kind of taking a break from everything, especially with video stuff. But now I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling back to myself, and so I want to host a meet a bunch of you guys, see your guys' builds and stuff, and so come out and hang out. It's gonna be a great time. Sounds so good. Alright, so it's been hours later. I came home, I packed up some more of my stuff. pretty much ready to go. I gotta go over to my friend JP's house. He lives kind of far from me. He probably lives like 30-40 minutes away, because where I live now, way further than I used to live from him. But we're taking the car over to him. It's about 11 o'clock at night. I'm getting picked up at 3:50 a.m. like I mentioned, and my flight is from 5:25 to 8:45 or something like that. Colorado is 2 hours behind California time. So if you guys ever get an STI and you go 80 miles an hour in 6th gear, it sucks so bad. A lot of people have this like interpretation that the 6-speed in the STI is like really luxurious and meant for street driving, which honestly the STI is a great daily. It's not too bad, but the gearing, especially if you're on the stock gear ratio, is incredibly short. I'm in 6th gear right now. I'm not even going 80 yet, and I'm already at like 3,200 RPM. What up, dude?
Yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah, I know. This is it, guys. It's new home. JP bought my car.
Low-key people are probably gonna do that.
Shout out to the homie JP for taking me home at midnight. Peace out, dude. Don't race too many.
Subi, alright?
Alright. Yeah, go ahead.
Should have brought it here on E85.
Yeah. Super last minute. You guys probably know JP. He's like the really well-known guy in the car community around here. If you guys haven't followed him on Instagram, I'm gonna post it on screen. Go check him out. He has had multiple cars. He's had a GTR, he has an Evo 10, S2K, he's got the Civic Si, all sorts of crazy projects. So it's like 1 a.m. I'm getting picked up in 2 hours. I can't believe I'm going to Colorado tomorrow. It still feels absolutely unreal. And I need to edit and upload this video for you guys so that when I'm flying to Colorado, you guys have something to watch and you guys are in the loop of what's going on. Unfortunately, guys, this is going to end today's vlog. Thank you guys so much for coming with me. I'm about to share one of the most exciting chapters of my life with all of you guys. And for everyone who stayed around from like the very beginning of the journey of when I started this channel, anyone who's come in the middle or who's just tagging along for this is their first video they're watching. Thank you guys so much. It's going to be one hell of a ride. If you guys aren't already, add me on social media. I'm going to post it on screen for more updates on Snapchat and Instagram. I will see you guys on tomorrow's video.